Hello guys and welcome to a new episode of Crypto. Used to be Crypto Luke, but I've changed it because I feel like it sounds better. Remember today guys, this is not financial advice, this is just my own take on where I think the market's going, and you can follow my trades as we go along. So first of all, just looking at the market today, XRP 4.4%, Clanker up 6%, Sol 3.6%. All in all, a good day. Only a slight pullback from XCN, but I mean, XRP, Clanker, Sol, and even ETH are beginning to pump. ADA really good from that perspective, and as we can see within the hour, pretty much everything is on the up. I wanted to run through some of the trades that I'm in and also where I'm expecting things to go. So let's kick off with Solana. As we did in our last video, look, we breached one sliding line of resistance here, pumped all the way up, hit our first target around about 152, broke out, retested, and now we're pumping back up all the way up to around about 163. First target, or the next target for me, is 168 and then 190. Obviously things can change really quickly, but as you can see here, we've broken two lines of resistance now. We've got a pump. We could probably come back down, retest a little bit before, in my view, going higher. And that's on the 4 hourly. If we break it down on the daily, it looks really clean here. As you can see, break, retest, up we go, hit the line again, and we've bounced straight back off it, which is great to see. Like Solana, for those that don't know, is definitely one of the coins that I believe is going to do really well this cycle, and it's already, just from the last few days, for if you've been watching my videos, pushed up. I did a short the other day saying I'm expecting Solana to break this line resistance. We have, and we are up on that trade. Now, one thing I really wanted to highlight is the fact that for those guys that are looking for an altcoin season, look, I mean, it looks like we've double topped in terms of Bitcoin dominance, and now look, broken all the way down to 65%. If we measure that down, that's a downward slope. Well, it's only 1.41%, but in terms of dominance, that's huge. What we want to do is, if we want to see an altcoin season, is we want to see Bitcoin dominance drop down, but the price remain the same, or be consistent, or be going up. As I said, like, this looks like it could be a bit of a bull flag, but the great news is the price isn't dumping down. Bitcoin price isn't bumping down, which means that hopefully some of that liquidity we can see is actually beginning to push into some of the altcoin trades that we've got on the go there. And as you can see, double top normally means we've reached the high in terms of dominance, coming back down. Look, lots can happen. We'll run through some of the crypto news. Could be retesting this line of resistance here, support, and bouncing back up. But as you can see, a really clear wicking down on the 4 hourly. And if we look at it in terms of from a daily perspective, look, top, down we go. If this continues and Bitcoin's price goes up or remains the same, my view is that altcoins are going to increase in price, and we're trading within these zones at the moment. Here, guys, Bitcoin price can actually go down, in my view, all the way, 94, 93,000, and we're still bullish, which is great to see. Now let's lead on to one of my degen coins, XCN. Look, before I, had kind of a sloping line of resistance here, and you can see we've been trading within that volume, but we were wicking above it. We actually managed to break it, come down, and it looks like we could retest. But for me to be really bullish, and for me to be going like, look, I think the price is going to go back up to, my target initially would be 2 cents or nearly 3 cents. We need to break this. Bullish when we break. Volume has still been pretty low. I do think we need a bit more excitement. And to be fair, if you actually look on the market, and we could do that right now, if we literally looked at Bitcoin on search, Bitcoin Google Google Trends, we can actually see that, you know, it's low as anything. Like, we are at bearish lows, but Bitcoin's 107,000, almost close to all-time highs, and look how low it is. We're going back like 2021. Bitcoin was at its probably the highest. Like, we obviously, you know, we peaked again, but like what, back in, you know, November of 2024, when obviously everything was kind of pumping around December, January, but we're literally so bearish. We've got a president of the United States that's investing in crypto, literally talked about his crypto reserve. We've got mass adoption, and people are just not bullish enough, in my opinion. And I think, you know, with the rhetoric, like a low cap coin like XCN can really pump from that perspective. If you looked at any of my other videos, you know, in terms of where my XCN is, like, most of it's staked. I do not future trade with XCN because the price can fluctuate too much, and you can quickly lose your money. So for me, it's typically just a spot bag. I did have an open trade on CRV, but because we keep trading within this, I basically opened a trade, as I showed on my KuCoin account, at 49 cents. We got all the way up to sort of 53 where I exited. For me to enter a trade again, I want to be up here. And to be honest with you, I opened a trade on Ethereum to sort of replace that, lower leverage. And again, we took profits. For those that don't know, you know, obviously I'm trying to turn $500 into 5,000. And you can like my journey and follow it throughout. I don't know how long it's going to take. Fingers crossed we don't lose all the money on the way there. But again, CRV is beginning to pump, and this is a really, you know, really bullish in terms of once we break this. You know, I would expect us to go all the way up, back up to 86 cents. That's would be one of my kind of more short-term targets. I actually think CRV is going to break $5-6 this cycle. Call me crazy, but I definitely think that's where we're going. Let's look at some crypto news. It's been a long day. Bitcoin price will make history with 109k weekly, monthly close. Look, cool. That'd be the highest close or monthly close we've ever had. It'd be fantastic. But some of the things I'm really interested in is Robinhood launches layer 2 blockchain for European stock trading. That is huge. Check it out on Twitter. And crypto's MetaPlanet overtakes Tesla in terms of Bitcoin holdings. Tesla is holding Bitcoin, and there's still some of you out there that are bearish. Now, don't get me wrong. Some bad news or some market sentiment that changes, we could easily come back down here. And even when I'm looking at Bitcoin right now, we are testing this line of resistance. And like, typically we test these kind of lines of resistance multiple times before going up and through it. So we could test, come back down. You know, I'd probably revisit and enter another trade or add or bolster one of my futures, because, you know, I'm pretty bullish that we haven't seen the end of this, and I believe that, you know, Bitcoin is only going to go higher. Now, when we also break this down in terms of other news, Germany's largest banking group, I can't pronounce it, but Sparkassen, is to launch crypto trading in 2026. Banks are FOMOing in. You know, like BlackRock. I mean, it's crazy how much mass adoption is and how little interest there is from retail. No one cares about crypto right now. It's the perfect storm if you're trading it. It's what you want. You don't want retail foaming in when, you know, when FOMO's all around and greed is at its all-time highest. That's generally when you want to be exiting position to make money. And when we look at this again, Michael Saylor, God knows where he's getting all this money from, but he bought pretty much 5,000 Bitcoin for 531 million at 106,801 per coin. His average buy is 70,982 per Bitcoin. The man can't stop buying. It is crazy how much or how bullish Michael Saylor is, and to be fair, how bullish big businesses. When you break it down in terms of, you know, you or me, retail sentiment, it's at an all-time low. When you look at the big businesses, they're the ones you want to follow from that perspective. And again, like, just to update on, you know, some of the trades that we have, you know, on the go right now. We've got a Bitcoin. And remember, this is the 500 to 5,000. We're 54% up. ETH, the trade I said we only entered the other day, $105. We're 8% up. Sol, we're almost $100 up, 37%. And again, like I said, I'm trying to turn 500 to 1,000. At the moment, we're at 915. XRP, look, we took some profits with 39% up. And to be honest with you, if I look at the XRP chart, I could be potentially adding to this. Ooh, that's not the one. But I could be adding to this very, very shortly. Because we have, to be fair, should probably be bolstering my position now. Some of these lines have changed. Brilliant. Cool. So I probably need to revisit this chart. Actually, again, I'll revisit this after to see if I should be entering, or adding to my trade. But it looks like we might have just, in the last 4 hours, actually broken this line of resistance. And if we have, I will definitely be adding here. I would expect us to retest. If we look at the Sol on the 4 hourly, it's quite clear that we broke, we retested, we bounced up. And we've gone from what was $137. I entered at 140. What was it? 142, 143. And we are way up in that trade. And these are the trades that I've got right now, and what I'm going after. So where does that kind of leave the crypto market right now? We're still in neutral across the whole coin. We've got Bitcoin dominance coming down. Like I said, that could mean that the setup for Altseason. I'm not saying it's Altseason yet, but what I am saying is that's a very good sign. Bitcoin price staying the same. Bitcoin dominance coming down. Perfect. Altcoins will begin to pump. We're kind of neutral in terms of the fear and greed. Our market cap is 3.32 trillion. It's 0.46% up. Bitcoin. Last 7 days is 4.5%. Ethereum's up 8%. And like I said, I entered a trade, literally as you can see here. Where did I enter it? Literally, I think it was today or last night, 2,449. I looked at the chart, and we're up 7.16%. Like I said, we also closed our CRV trade. I believe it was at 26% increase. The reason why I closed that was because I wanted some more dry powder, because some of the markets looking pretty strong, and obviously I want to de-risk from the more volatile smaller cap coins, and start entering into these larger caps where there's less volatility, which is why Bitcoin I've got a 10x on, and the others are all 3-4 X, is because the volatility around Bitcoin compared to the rest of the market is generally a lot lower. Like I said, guys, please like and subscribe. This is not financial advice. It's just my opinion of where I think the market's going. We had a video the other day that had well over 1,000 views. We're only on video 5, so please keep following the journey. And if there's anything you want to cover, let me know. But that's a bit of a market update for today. Peace.